Hey everybody, Dr. LeGrand here at Nature's Health Clinic. It's been a while since I've been here. It seems like this always kind of comes up. But as far as what I want to talk about today is about stress and digestion. These two things are so interconnected when it comes to, especially for people who have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And a lot of people will always ask me the question, is it the stress that's causing the digestive issues, or is it the digestion issues causing the stress? Well, it's definitely a combination of both that cause this situation, and both need to definitely be addressed when it comes to these digestive issues. So I'm going to talk about three things that you can actually, tips that you can actually implement as far as we can do to handle with the stress, but also helping with the digestion as well. So the very first thing that I have my patients do when it comes to stress, and before I actually go any further, I forgot to mention that if you actually do want further guidance as far as when it comes to different digestive health, as far as what supplements, nutrients, as far as foods to implement, foods to avoid, as well as what labs to run for your digestive health, you could download my free guide. Depending on where you're actually watching this, you can either download that guide down below or actually above, depending on where you're watching this. But going on further is talking about, the three different things that I would implement. And the very first thing is when it comes to stress and digestion is what you need to implement is definitely breathing exercises to actually calm the nervous system. So why stress is so important when it comes to digestive health? Let's go back a little bit and talk about specifically when it comes to digestive health, the issues have to do with a lot with our autonomic nervous system. So this is what we call the fight or flight or the rest digest system, or the sympathetic or parasympathetic autonomic nervous system. So when you're in a fight or flight mode consistently on a regular basis, you're always stressed out, you're always on edge. What happens is you're in that fight or flight mode. And what that does is it shunts all the blood flow in your vital organs, and it pushes the blood flow in your arms and legs, dilates your eyes so you can run away from the tigers and bears. But we ruminate this stuff in our mind, and it doesn't mean we're actually necessarily need to be running away from tigers and bears, because it's maybe something that hasn't even happened yet, or something that already did happen and we're ruminating about it. And this becomes a big issue with our digestive health. So a good way to do this is a couple things, is first doing some breathing exercises to, when you're in that stressful mode, is to do what I call kidney exercises, basically breathing exercise, where you're pretty much putting your hands where your kidney is and feeling your lungs fill up. Well, then breathe out of your mouth and feeling them going down, and you're putting your hands where your kidneys should be and going and doing those exercises. This kind of helps slow down your breath, because usually when you're in a stress state, you're going to be breathing at a faster pace. This calms the nervous system down. The other thing that you could do is automatic writing. This is where, if you're in a stress state, you just write whatever's on your mind for the next 5 to 10 minutes and let things go, and then destroy it. Okay, this is another technique that I have people do to be able to help calm the nervous system down, but it also, by doing that, switches you over from a fight or flight mode to a parasympathetic mode, so the rest and digest mode that you want to be in versus in the fight or flight mode. Okay, so this could be really helpful with digestion. So the second thing that is really, really crucial when it comes to really digestion is also changing your diet a bit. Now, you might be been working on, trying to find food allergies that might be a possible contributing factor. But what I mean is actually implementing a lot of bitter and sour foods. Here in the American diet, we don't get enough bitter foods or sour foods. So these things could be like sour things such as lemon, apple cider vinegar, start putting in your dressing, 100% cranberry juice, grapefruit, as well as kombucha, carbonated water, pickles, carbonated, things, as well as just fermented stuff that are really more sour and bitter that we don't like. And even just like bitter herbs can be really, really also really important, because what this does, it really stimulates the digestive enzymes naturally through our body. It helps stimulate the liver and gallbladder, which is very important when it comes to digestion, as well as it does help implement things as far as the gut flora, especially eating a lot of that sour stuff can really help replenish a lot of the gut flora, especially like apple cider vinegar and kombucha and stuff like that. Even, kefir is a very sour type of, dairy product that's also really famous in Russia, but you also can now get it here in the US. So that's something that also. Now, the third thing, what I would recommend to help with more also the stress aspect, because it's also related to digestion, is grounding yourself. So what do I mean by this? So when you're in a stressful state, and if you find that you're in a stressful state all the time, is to ground yourself. And what you can do to ground yourself to kind of calm the nervous system down is to go outside barefoot and walk on the grass. Sometimes we're on so edge and our nerves are just all on fire, and we need to ground ourselves. And by walking outside barefoot, trust me, this really works. Especially I use this technique with really my patients that are really highly stressed all the time. They find this very beneficial, is where you could just ground yourself by just going outside, walking barefoot on the grass or even in the woods, depending on where you're living, and do that go for a nice 30-minute walk and just ground yourself. And this can really help kind of calm the nervous system. And this is really crucial when it comes to digestive health, is calming down the nervous system. The other thing that you can also do is neutral warm baths with Epsom salt. This can also really help calm the nervous system. You could do this at night, and this can be really, really helpful. So I hope you guys found this beneficial. And if you are looking for further guidance as far as to help your digestion, I have a free downloadable guide. It's the Ultimate Digestive Guide that's in the description below or above, depending on where you're watching this video. Until next time, this is Dr. LeGrand here at Nature's Health Clinic, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.